Pot calling the kettle black is all I'm saying.
Ooh. The pot calling the kettle black. Huh.
Whoa. That was some tea. That was shade. That was major shade.
Pot calling the kettle black. So I mean, you're not insinuating that
he's
50
gay?
Cent is.
Oh my Lord, please. What? Girl, we gotta talk after this episode is over.
Wait, Vivica Fox, what are you insinuating?
Well, I mean,
he gave you.
No, he's not. I mean, we had a great time. I mean, but he's just seems like he's got something that's not quite clear.
Talk about hypocrisy. Seriously, it's the pot calling the kettle black, if you know what I mean. Major shade is being thrown, and it's honestly a bit embarrassing to watch. Are we really suggesting that 50 Cent is, oh goodness, we need to talk off air after this? Vivica Fox, are you hinting at something? Well, I mean, they did have a history, a past connection, but it just feels like he's dealing with something unresolved. 50 Cent just can't seem to leave Vivica Fox alone. This guy really decided to publicly make fun of her for getting a little BBL, and at nearly 60 years old no less. Yes, he actually went there. Vivica's new physique has been all over social media recently, and predictably, as soon as her name starts trending, 50 Cent is there, ready with the negativity. Initially, he acted like he was cool with it, even dropping comments that seemed like he liked the new look. Some people even wondered if he was trying to reconnect and get back together with her, but just when things seemed to be heading in a positive direction, bam, 50 completely changed his tune. He came at her really harshly, saying her body was a disaster and making ridiculous claims that she wouldn't find another partner.
Was he in love with you?
Very much. I mean, I think that the reason why it's haunted me for such a long time is I found out later that he wanted to propose to me. So that's why.
Right, okay. So I'll set the stage. They're in Monte Carlo. 50's got the ring in his pocket.
No.
That's
he was going to have a theater because I was excluded in the international tour of Kill Bill.
But let's be real, Vivica is not someone to be trifled with, and 50 is finding that out the hard way. Because Vivica didn't just respond, she retaliated fiercely. She went on the offensive, launching some serious attacks. She even suggested that 50 is secretly gay and wouldn't recognize a genuine woman if she was right in front of him. Like, what was his deal? Was he deeply in love with her at some point? Well, I heard later on that he actually wanted to propose, which is why he was so hung up on her for so long, years even. So that's the backstory. Okay, so picture this. They're in Monte Carlo and 50 supposedly has the engagement ring with him. No, he was planning a whole grand gesture because she wasn't included in the international tour of Kill Bill. This drama is reaching epic proportions now. The internet is going crazy watching these former flames go at it again. Wow, it's becoming a real mess, a tangled web. Honestly, Vivica's choice to get cosmetic surgery did surprise many people. She's always been gorgeous and her natural body was already amazing. So yeah, it did catch people off guard. But hey, it's her body, her choice. She's an adult, she can do whatever she wants. Still, let's be honest, there's been chatter about her appearance for a while now. Some have said she looks different than she did in her iconic roles, especially in Kill Bill. But we can't forget that movie came out way back in 2003. That's over 2 decades ago. She was in her mid-30s then, and now she's approaching 61. Bodies naturally change over time, that's just life. But even now, Vivica still looks fantastic. She's still turning heads and serving looks, no doubt. So when she debuted her newly enhanced figure, social media exploded. Nobody saw that coming. A couple of weeks ago, Vivica Fox showed up at a meet and greet in Houston, promoting her hair product line, and boom, she unveiled that brand new BBL. It was totally unexpected, and just like that, the internet went into overdrive. Oh man, my romantic life is fantastic right now. Is it like the first time though when Vivica gives you the green light and says it's okay to get intimate in bed? Is it incredible? Yeah, that's exciting. Are you able to last for a while or not really? No. Is she loud in bed? Does she make a lot of noise? She makes a lot of noise. No, she doesn't make a lot of noise. She does, because let's face it, you don't often see women nearing 60 getting a BBL. Sure, facelifts and minor tweaks here and there, that's more typical. But a full-on BBL, that's usually something younger people in their 20s and 30s do, not someone who is already a legend. Naturally, fans had a lot to say. The comment section became a battleground of opinions. Some were like, look, I respect people's choices about their bodies, but Vivica didn't need that. She already looked great for her age. Others were more blunt, saying things like, "This is risky, older people should age gracefully, not try to look 35 forever." One person even called it embarrassing and dangerous for someone her age. And of course, it wasn't long before 50 Cent jumped into the fray. He left a slick comment, "Wait, let me see." At first, people thought he was being sarcastic, but then he followed up with, "Who said I was trying to get back with her? Man, I'm not gonna lie, that booty was good though, I think." So now people were confused. Was he flirting? Did he still have feelings for Vivica deep down? Some fans started speculating, is 50 trying to slide back in? It seemed like maybe, just maybe, he still had a soft spot for her.
Oh man, my love life is great.
Is it like the first time though when Vivica gives you the go-ahead and says she's gonna get naked in your bed? Is it awesome?
Yeah, man, it's exciting.
Are you able to hold out a long time?
No.
Is she loud in bed? Like, does she make a lot of noise? Does she make a lot of noise?
Nah, she don't make a lot of noise.
She doesn't.
But then, out of nowhere, he switched back to his usual petty self. He started mocking Vivica relentlessly, trolling her like it was a competition. He posted a video showing her body in person, where she looked noticeably different from her heavily edited Instagram photos. Then he really stirred things up by adding one of her polished IG pics at the end of the video, as if he was setting her up to be attacked. It was definitely shady, intentionally done to get people to criticize her. Classic 50, turning playful banter into outright pettiness real quick. That picture was clearly photoshopped, no sugarcoating it. Vivica looked quite different in that video compared to the glamorous shots she posts online. But let's be honest, which celebrity doesn't edit their photos these days? From filters to heavy Photoshop, social media is basically a fantasy world. And 50, he knew exactly what he was doing when he posted that side-by-side comparison. It wasn't just playful teasing, it was a deliberate setup. He wanted people to start talking and not in a complimentary way. But Vivica, she's not someone you can push around like that. According to an insider close to her, she wasn't even surprised by 50's actions. She knows his playbook. The source says Vivica views his comments as spiteful and unwarranted, and she's not going to let it slide. She's warning that if 50 doesn't back off, she might unleash some serious drama, and knowing Vivica, yeah, she will. This woman doesn't bluff. Their back and forth conflict has spanned decades, over 20 years since their breakup, and they still find ways to take digs at each other. It's a crazy cycle of love, hate, shade, rinse, and repeat. And out of everyone who's ever tangled with 50's energy, Vivica is probably the only one who can match it without even flinching. It all began at the 2003 BET Awards. That's when 50 first saw her and was completely captivated by her beauty, like he was under a spell. Then, fast forward to later that year, they arrived at the MTV VMAs together, holding hands on the red carpet. No more speculation, no more are they or aren't they vibes. They made their relationship official in front of the entire world. That marked the beginning of their superstar era. 50 was unstoppable back then, releasing his debut album Get Rich or Die Tryin' and selling a mind-blowing 12 million copies worldwide. He was the biggest name in music, and Vivica was already a Hollywood icon. Vivica Fox was the IT girl in Hollywood. She was racking up hit after hit, Independence Day, Set It Off, Soul Food, Two Can Play That Game, Kill Bill, you name it, she dominated. And as she was thriving on screen, 50 Cent was falling more and more in love with her. He was treating her like royalty, going all out to impress her. For a brief period, they seemed like the perfect couple. Relationship goals personified. Vivica was deeply in love, and 50 seemed just as committed. Rumor had it he was even planning to propose. Yes, a full engagement was supposedly being planned, with a massive 12-carat ring for Vivica's birthday around the time Kill Bill was becoming a massive hit. But instead of getting down on one knee, 50 made a bizarre move. He swapped out the ring for a pair of earrings just like that. Why? Because Vivica angered him and he decided to cancel the proposal out of pure spite. And yes, people still ask, is it really true that he turned a 12-carat ring into earrings on a whim? It definitely sounds like something 50 would do. But let's get to how that whole fairy tale fell apart, because when it did, it happened incredibly quickly. In the blink of an eye, that love story crumbled like a flimsy chair in a strong wind. No privacy, no peace, just constant media attention. Everything they did was analyzed in the press. Every action became gossip. Every minor argument made headlines. And that intense pressure, it broke them apart. But here's where it gets real. The age difference was significant. Vivica was in her late 30s, mature and experienced. 50, on the other hand, was barely 27, new to fame and fortune. That gap in maturity was obvious. He just wasn't at the same stage emotionally. People say age is just a number, but in their situation, that number was a major factor. Vivica was ready for a serious, stable relationship while he was still acting impulsively. Their romance went from red carpet glamour to complete chaos very rapidly. Then came the real problem. 50 Cent simply couldn't keep their relationship private. If there was a microphone, a camera, or even just an open window nearby, he was revealing everything. Private conversations, intimate details, nothing was off limits, and Vivica was not okay with any of that. Who wants their relationship turned into a public spectacle by one person? At 27, you'd think 50 would have more self-control, but apparently not. Discretion was not in his vocabulary. Between the complete lack of privacy, going public too soon, and 50's loose lips, this relationship was doomed from the start. The whole thing went up in flames like a 4th of July firework, loud, messy, and over quickly. Then things got even worse. 50 started to feel like dating Vivica was hurting his tough guy persona. Instead of addressing it maturely, he just bailed. But did he have an adult conversation with her? Nope. Vivica found out she was single from a radio announcement. Can you even imagine that? You wake up, turn on the radio, and surprise, you've been dumped. That has to be one of the most insensitive ways to discover your relationship is over. And 50 didn't stop there. He didn't call, didn't text, didn't even pretend to want to talk. He just vanished, completely ghosting her like a magician disappearing at the end of a trick, leaving Vivica heartbroken, blindsided, and utterly devastated. But wait, it gets even worse. Not only did he disappear without a word, he went on a talking spree instead. Instead of being respectful, he told everyone who would listen every single detail about their relationship, making it public. And the most unbelievable part? He even dared to claim that Vivica was using him for fame. Seriously? This woman had a whole career long before he came along. She wasn't chasing publicity. He was the one who turned everything into a circus. Ultimately, the reality is simple. Vivica and 50 just couldn't handle the intense spotlight their relationship attracted. The pressure, the constant headlines, the relentless attention, it was all too much. Things escalated too quickly and became too public. But as I said earlier, Vivica is not someone to be taken lightly. She wasn't going to let 50 Cent drag her reputation through the mud and just remain silent. Absolutely not. She had no patience for his nonsense. And she wasn't going to let him gain popularity by making her look like some fame-seeking ex. So what did Vivica do? Oh, she retaliated, and she retaliated fiercely. She didn't stay quiet while 50 went around spreading falsehoods like he was on a promotional tour. Vivica made it very clear that she never used him for publicity. She had her own established name, her own legacy, and she wasn't going to let anyone distort that for clicks. If 50 thought he could play games with her image, he definitely chose the wrong person. And here's the crazy thing. Even though he was the one who ended things, 50 remained bitter after the breakup. He couldn't let it go. He even took jabs at her in his music, in his song Get In My Car. He threw all kinds of shade, rapping lines like, "My game messed with the brand till she thinks she wife, spent her savings in a day cause she liked me, commitment from me? Nah, not likely. Went out, Vivica thought I was on something. Next week? Nah man, it was nothing, just cold." He made it sound like the whole relationship was a joke, like he was never serious about her at all, and it embarrassed Vivica in front of the entire world. She later said that it wasn't just disrespectful, it was deeply hurtful. And because 50 is unable to restrain himself, he didn't stop at the breakup. He even tried to attack her career, attempting to make fun of her when she appeared on Empire, throwing shade in interviews like it was a pastime. 50 Cent didn't just ghost Vivica, he went after her in his music too. One of the most brutal insults was in his track, Get In My Car. He rapped, "My game messed with a brand till she thinks she wife, spend her savings in a day cause she liked me. Commitment from me? Nah, not likely. Went out. Vivica thought I was on something. Next week? No man, it was nothing, just brutal." He made it seem like Vivica was just another conquest on his list, like their entire relationship meant absolutely nothing. That lyric didn't just sting, it humiliated her publicly. Vivica later called the song devastating and humiliating, and honestly, who could blame her? But the pettiness didn't stop there. 50 also targeted her career. During an interview while she was starring on Empire, he criticized the show, blaming its declining ratings on what he claimed was too much gay content. Yes, he actually said, "There are 3 million less viewers who tuned into last night's Empire episode. Did you watch it? We couldn't handle the extra gay stuff or all the celebrity cameos." And the internet, of course, roasted him. The backlash was immediate. 50 tried to defend himself, dismissing it as a non-issue, saying, "It must be a slow news week. They're gonna say 50 said Empire lost 3 million viewers because of too much gayish. I just said cookie call me, but that kid is gonna mess the show up." He even added a weak rhyme, thinking it was clever. But Vivica, she wasn't going to let that slide. She fired back, and this time she went deep. She threw some serious shade, suggesting that 50 had some very close encounters with Soulja Boy, which ignited a whole new wave of rumors. 50 naturally couldn't resist responding, and his response was pure chaos. He posted, "Now she thinks I'm gay because I let her lick my butt. Wait, I didn't want her to. She forced me. My hands were tied. 50 shades of gray." Yes, he really went to that extreme, but Vivica wasn't finished. She attacked him where it truly hurts, his public image. She posted an old, never-before-seen photo of 50 Cent wearing makeup with the caption, "Tell you what, 50 Cent, since you keep telling lies, I challenge you. Let's both go on Bravos." She was absolutely not backing down. This was war. Vivica stated clearly, "Let's go on, watch what happens live, and settle this once and for all." But predictably, 50 never showed up, and Vivica, she wasn't at all surprised. She called him out directly, "That never happened, and you know it, Queen." Now we could continue to dissect this wild back and forth that has been dragging on for decades, but at this point, you get the overall picture. These two are constantly in conflict mode, throwing shade out of nowhere. Vivica might contribute to the drama, but let's be honest, 50 is always the one who starts the fire. Just like now, with this whole BBL situation, he couldn't resist taking shots. We already know that his need to protect that tough guy image is what destroyed their relationship in the first place, and guess what? He's still doing the exact same thing. First, he says Vivica's new body looks good, maybe even hints at a possible reconciliation. Fans start buzzing, talking about how he's clearly still interested in her. Then bam, as soon as people suggest he's developing feelings again, 50 completely reverses course, posts that insulting video of her to get her ridiculed online. Seriously, that's incredibly immature. But according to someone close to Vivica, she is completely done with his games. She's warning him, "Keep my name out of your mouth or else." And if there's anyone who can go head to head with 50 Cent, it's Vivica. Rumor has it she's still holding on to some damaging information that could cause a major scandal. Allegedly, of course, so if 50 is smart, he might want to cool it down. Because Vivica, with a BBL and a grudge, is definitely not someone you want to provoke. Look, these two may have been in love once, a long time ago, but now, it's just pettiness, negativity, and secrets waiting to be revealed. Pure chaos. But what are your thoughts? Was 50 wrong for attacking Vivica without provocation? And do you believe she really has something on him that she's ready to expose? Share your opinions in the comments. I want to hear everything. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode of this crazy saga. Catch you in the next video.